What's up? Um, I just want to say, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a wonderful day, but this one thing is bothering me, and that is the way Magic Johnson resigned last night. Sir, that's not how you leave your job. I don't know how to tell you that. But as somebody who looks up to you, somebody who's been inspired by your story, somebody who has kind of like followed the ins and outs of your career. Like, I'm not a sports guru. I couldn't tell you stats and games and things like that. But I can tell you that I became a big fan of Magic Johnson when he was on The Breakfast Club talking about how he chose to go about investing his NBA dollars into businesses such as radio. And in that moment, I was really inspired and captured by not just this charismatic character, but also the intelligence of this dude. So I've been watching ESPN and Undisputed and listening to different people who are close enough to the situation to try and get personal insight into it. But I'm going to give a little bit of an objective, outside perspective, which is when I was listening to certain clips from the interview that there's just certain things I don't buy. I think we have to question those things. For instance, a lot of people probably forget this because he's not dead, but Magic Johnson has tested positive for HIV, and that's actually one of the reasons he left the NBA. I've actually watched footage and documentaries, and I think I might have even seen the game of his last All-Star appearance where everybody on that court, including Magic Johnson, or not Magic Johnson, the other MJ, Michael Jordan, the greatest playoff competitor we've ever seen on ever, um, I'll take him on one. We watched Magic Johnson score and defeat everybody who defended him. You're telling me that it is harder to go and have a conversation with Jeannie Buss that you need to resign from your job than it is for you to step on the court with HIV and take on 10 of the greatest competitors in the NBA. I don't buy it, sir. You're telling me that it is harder for you to go have a conversation with Jeannie Buss about the direction that the organization is going and how you need to step down so this organization can flourish is harder than owning a business and navigating the NBA and competing on the court with the best NBA like basketball players in the world during arguably, I mean, at least in my opinion, the most competitive golden age of basketball. I don't buy it. I also think that, I don't like to bring race into shit, but you are a role model and a hero to people who have grown up watching the sport of basketball, to people who have looked up to other successful black people who have made it out of their situations and circumstances. And yesterday, you presented yourself with a lack of integrity that we aren't used to seeing you present yourself with. And I think that's very disappointing, even if it's not a responsibility that you choose to take it on personally. You are in a role, in a position where many people are, well, looking at you to be an example on how to conduct yourself. What type of message does it communicate to kids and young people everywhere when you have the head, the president of operations, giving his notice on media and then telling people that his boss doesn't even know? like I just, I think that's very disappointing man to man. But I'm gonna be really honest, and this is a conspiracy theory. I think Magic knew that LeBron was going to go to the Lakers. I think they had a close enough relationship, or people in their camp had communicated enough about LeBron's desire to be in LA that Magic Johnson caught wind of it. And I think the mistake that Magic made is he believed. I think he actually made the same mistake Phil made when Phil went to go to New York. Phil Jackson. I don't know why I'm brain farting. I think he believed that his prestige and his legacy and his clout were enough to attract young NBA talent or all-star talent to the Los Angeles Lakers organization, that he was going to be able to rest on his laurels more than he was. I think he knew LeBron was coming, and I think he believed that once LeBron got to the Lakers, that people were going to flock to want to play with LeBron James the same way they did on the East. And that's not what happened. And I think he began to realize that neither LeBron James nor his prestige and clout was going to get it done. And so I think he took a second, evaluated how being president of operations was limiting his ability to interact with youth in the NBA. And I actually do believe that, as you get older, mentorship is something that's very, very important to people, especially when you have a spirit of optimism and kindness, and you're competitive. That's very, very important to you. So I actually do believe that part of Magic Johnson, that it got to the point where his hands were so tied about interacting with new NBA players that it did start to affect him mentally. And, I think that with Jeannie Buss, there were certain things that he expected to be greenlighted that didn't get greenlighted. And I also think he's full of shit for saying so, because a lot of people, especially when you have experience in a certain industry like the NBA, like radio, the redlining and where the tape goes in these situations. And so for him to kind of play ignorant, like he may have put himself in a position that he didn't understand that he wasn't going to be able to do these things, I think it's just a little bit disingenuous and disappointing. But all in all, we know what it is. The Lakers fucking suck.